Hello, everyone. My name is Anastasia Levitansky, and I'm here today to share with you how to buy a house in the East Bay. Please allow me 1 minute to share my screen. Okay, so foremost, I wanted to thank you, Brooke, and Sprinkle's parents for allowing me to be a speaker and for allowing me to share my wisdom. A little bit about myself. I am a mom and a local realtor. My daughter is a 6-year-old child who just lost her 2 teeth, and the fairy came to us the other day. And as a professional, I'm a real estate agent. I started my real estate journey back in 2013 when I started building my real estate portfolio. And since then, I became licensed and joined the Grab company. I find the Grab company to be an amazing place to work and to do real estate in because they offer excellent marketing, technical, and legal support to the agents, and this allows us to offer the best service to our clients. But getting back on how to buy a house in the East Bay. So the first thing that I recommend everyone is to educate yourselves about the market. What is happening? Just look at the statistics. What are the average prices? How many days do houses sit on the market? What is the average sales price to list price? Then think about economic factors. Right now, interest rates are increasing, and this really affected the buying power of people. So before, people who could afford a larger payment can afford only not a larger house price, can afford a lower house price right now. Then inflation is really high right now, and it is driving this rate increase. There is a very low inventory, and this creates supply and demand inequity. In addition, a huge number of buyers entered the market, and the competition is very high. This is why the average sales price to list price is 127% in Oakland and 145% in El Cerrito. So when you are thinking about buying a house, think, is it seller's market or buyer's market? Am I ready to participate in it or I'm not? The second, what you need to do is to understand your buying power. So what is buying power? Buying power is your ability to buy a house. Can you afford a house that is 1.6 million, or you can afford a house that is $700,000? The second you understand your buying power, you'll be able to focus on the houses that you can afford. When you understand your buying power, you need to connect with a lender and obtain a pre-approval from that lender. I highly recommend connecting with local lenders because real estate world, on one hand, it's big, on the other hand, it's small, and we kind of know each other. We know lenders and we know local lenders. We know the reputation of the lender. We know whether the lender is going to be able to close the deal or will not be able. Local lenders, they tend to know area better. They tend to understand the appraising process better. And if an agent receives 2 similar offers for a house and one has a local lender, another is out of the area, meaning maybe New York, there is a big chance that the agent will advise their client to choose an offer that came from a buyer with local lender, because he knows that lender closed 50 deals this year, for example. Next thing is to, when you have this pre-approval and you understand what you can buy, don't add more to your liabilities, meaning don't buy a new car, don't maximize your credit card out. It affects your debt to income ratio, and debt to income ratio affects your buying power. Meaning if you didn't have a car payment when you talk to the lender, and all of a sudden you have extra $1,000 in car payment or $200, it will change the numbers. It will change what you will be afford to buy or not. I also advise to compare rates from multiple lenders, but I caution, don't compare lenders from New York and Los Angeles. Compare local lenders, compare like a rate from, let's say, First Republic Bank and some other broker who is known here. Once you know the current market and you know your buying power, you should choose your neighborhood. When you choose your neighborhood, review the crime maps. Think which neighborhood works for you and which neighborhood doesn't. Look through natural hazard booklet. There are many natural hazards here, like maybe you're fine with the high fire risks and you're willing to live in Berkeley Hills or Montclair. Maybe you don't want it. Maybe you don't want to be without power every now and then during the high fire season. Visit the neighborhood in the morning and in the evening. It will allow you to understand it better. You don't want to buy a house and then suddenly discover in the afternoon that there are a lot of cars driving this road, like right here, and this is going to drive you crazy for the next 10 years. Then when you look at the neighborhood within your budget. Your agent is the person who should guide you through and help you understand. There are several customs in the East Bay. It's very common for people to list the house low and sell it high. So if your buying power is 1.6, don't look at a house that is 1.6. Most likely that house will be sold for a higher number. So, and it also, there is a big chance that all the houses in this neighborhood listed for 1.6 are not within your budget. Create for yourself a list of wants and needs, and then choose only items that are absolutely essential. What could be essential? Let's say you need 3 bathrooms. 2 bathrooms have to be on one level, another one has to be in the lower level, so you can have an au pair live with you. Because there are some things that are just nice to have, and there are things that are essential. Yes, you're buying a house, you're making one of the most important investments in your life, but you also don't want to be in a situation when no house will fit your needs. Next thing that I advise you to do is to understand disclosures. What is a disclosure? Disclosure package is a package that comes with every house. There are some generic forms on it, and there are some forms that are specific to this house, like transfer disclosure statement. The seller puts everything he knows on it, and you need to read it. Your agent is supposed to educate you about disclosures, explain what it is, how to review it. It is good to talk to your agent and ask him or her to maybe pre-scan it for you, because we all are different, and some of us are ready, let's say, to take a project on, others don't want to take a project. on. So you know that a past report above $5,000 is not something you want to deal with. So we agents can quickly scan disclosures and just cross out houses that will absolutely not fit your needs. When you find a house you love, put aside time to read through disclosures. I would suggest put something like between 60 to 90 minutes and truly sit down, take pen and pencil and write everything down for yourself. Write things that alert you, write your questions, talk to your agent. I always review disclosures with my clients when they want to, for the houses they want to buy. And I also send them small summary of things that make me either nervous or concerned, so they don't miss it. We agents are not specialists in every field, so we're not licensed contractors, but we can connect you with the right people, right, and inspectors. Sometimes it's good to order an extra report. Maybe you will have to spend a little bit more money in the beginning, maybe like from $400 to $1,000 on a report, but it could save you large sums of money in the long term. And there are generic items such as advisories. It's good to read them and understand them, but you don't need to read it for every house you buy. It's the same advisory that is available to everyone. Discuss your offer terms with your agent. What makes a strong offer? A strong offer, of course, has items that are desired to seller. Some sellers just want to have the highest price possible. That's it. They don't care about anything else. So that's what they have to get. Other sellers would consider, let's say, rent back. Be cautious with it. Talk to your agent, talk to the lawyer. Other sellers want to have a quick close because they used to live in that house and now they see the market's really high. They want to sell it and they have to sell it by, let's say, June 15th, because after June 15th, their homeowner's exemption runs out and they have to pay capital gain taxes. So this may urge them to take an offer that has a quick close. Every offer has contingencies. There is loan contingency, appraisal contingency, report contingency. The market is so competitive right now that majority of people submit offers with no contingencies. So make sure you are comfortable with it. Then another opportunity is to make an all cash offer. Sometimes people confuse all cash offer with a good offer, because if it's all cash but below asking price, it's not really a competitive offer. You will not get a house. Can you do a quick close? Can you talk to your lender and cooperate and have, let's say, 17 or 21 day close versus 30 days close? Have your proof of funds ready, and maybe you can offer a larger down payment. Sometimes larger down payment really helps you because the market is so hot that potentially you're buying your equity ahead of time. So if in the event when the house doesn't appraise for the price that you gave and you don't have an appraiser contingency and loan contingency, you're risking to lose your deposit. So if you have a larger down payment, this decreases the risk for the seller to have the contract fall apart and for you as well, because you understand that maybe the house will not appraise. It is okay because you want to live in it for the next 5, 10, 15 years. And you know that real estate has a cycle. Markets, sometimes it's hotter, sometimes it's less hot. It may at some point collapse, but then it always is going to go up. I don't know anyone who regrets buying a house 10, 15 years ago because they paid too much money for it. Discuss your negotiation strategy with your agent. Make sure that your agent understands what negotiation, like how to negotiate. But it's also true that the best trick is the offer that is higher than any other offer. But sometimes the seller take a lower offer because they connected emotionally to the buyer. So maybe in your negotiation strategy, you could write a letter, tell more about yourself. We are all humans, and we're not driven just by money. We're also driven by emotions. And maybe your letter will warm up the heart of the seller and think, okay, it's not that big of a difference. And I just want those people to take on my home, especially if they are connected to their house, if they raise their children and they want someone else to raise their children, stay in the house for many, many, many years. Next thing that it's great to understand is patience is the key right now. You are ready to buy a house, you're eager, but it takes time. Don't get discouraged. It is okay. You're making a really big decision, and it is a process. There is a lot of competition. Don't be discouraged to make an offer. Make an offer. You don't get the house, make another offer. Don't get emotionally attached to your home, because there is a big chance you're going to find another home that you will truly get emotionally attached. Then don't look for a perfect house again. It is impossible to find. A house that checks 85% of boxes is almost perfect. You can change the whole color with time. You can update the kitchen, update the bathroom. You cannot make a house on a hill flat. So just have your priorities and know what you want. Then look for houses that sit on the market for multiple days, for longer days than other houses. It's not necessarily something is wrong with the house. Maybe marketing wasn't great. Maybe the agent is out of the area and he doesn't know what are the pricing strategies here. Maybe something is wrong with staging. Maybe the owner didn't want to stage the house despite the advice from the realtor. So the longer the house sits on the market, the less desirable it becomes to the buyers. It's some kind of psychology that comes with it. Everyone wants the house on the first day when it's out, but not necessarily on day number 56 or even 18 when it's on the market. So be open-minded and ask your agent to show you houses that's been on the market for a while. Another thing that is important to understand is that current market takes courage. And unless you are not ready to put everything, just don't buy. You're buying a house at a very high price. You may be buying your equity ahead of time, and it may take some time for the house prices truly to catch up with it. If you got the house, it means that you paid the highest price. There was no one else who wanted this house as badly as you wanted. What does it mean? It means that if you decide you don't like this house and want to sell it in a year, you may lose money on selling it, or just be prepared for it. Educate yourself, understand that, and just put everything you can. Next advice is, of course, to choose the right agent. The right agent asks questions. He or she will listen to you and will show you homes that you like and you need. They will ask you questions to help you even understand what is important for you. Take time to talk to your agent before the home search. Like sometimes people just want, I want to just say, yes, I want to buy a house, like I want 2-bedroom, 3-bath, and that's it. This is very broad and it will prolong the process. Is there a style you prefer? Do you want to have some work done on the house? Do you want a turnkey home? Let your agent know, and make sure your agent wants to know it, because if your agent doesn't want to know it, it means this agent is not available for you. I don't advise to work with agents out of area. They don't know the local market. They don't know agents within community. They don't know what ordinances exist. They don't know local lenders. I know some people who try to buy houses with a relative who lives in Los Angeles and is licensed in Los Angeles, and they think this is a great idea. He's going to truly represent their best interests. The reality is every street is different. Every neighborhood is different. Every listing agent is different. And when we work locally, we know those nuances, and we can help our clients navigate through the process better. Your agent should have a stellar reputation. You don't want to work with a person who doesn't get work done or who doesn't stand by their words. Your agent has to be a really good negotiator and ready to be there for you. Your agent should have resources, meaning he should know or she should know engineers, landscapers. He or she should help you find a lawyer if there are any law-related questions. And it's good when the agent has this network of people that are available to you. So thank you so much for your patience. And just to summarize, now, if you're looking to buy a house in the East Bay, educate yourself about the market, about the current market trends, the economic situation, like what is happening. Maybe talk to your agent. He or she should be able to provide you with all information. It may be SF Chronicle, listen to the radio, to what they talk about. Understand your buying power and trust your lender. Find a good lender and trust him. And choose your neighborhood. If you don't have a narrow search, it will really prolong the home searching process. It's okay to be open to many places, but if you're looking in Marine and in San Francisco and in Berkeley, you'll have so many choices. It will be really hard to say, okay, I want to live here. This is what I want. Focus on it. Read disclosures. Discuss offer terms with your agent. Be prepared to put everything you can. Be patient and know that you will get a house. Like their houses, yes, inventory is short, but if you're patient, you'll get it. And of course, choose the right agent to work with. You need to find a person you feel like you can trust and you connect with, and you need to have a person who will be there available for you, whose priority you are. If you have any questions, I'll be delighted to answer them. Here's my contact information, and this is a picture of my 6-year-old. That was a great day on the beach we had. Thank you again to Brooke and Sprinkle's parents. It was my pleasure. I hope this will help you find your perfect place.